Hi, people. This is Peggy Harley. I want to talk to you about some things that are going on right now in my life and in general overall that affects many of the people in the city of New York and abroad, which cannot be avoided. I would rather not talk about it, but it's just gone way too far. Today I'm talking to you about NYCHA, New York City Housing Authority, and their fob key system. Their fob key system, which is a tracking device. You really need to know that. Let me tell you what happened. Today is June 10th, 2019. Today is a day that was set aside for the residents of Long Island City to pick up the fob keys for the front door, which you can see by the flyer there. So I went down to the reception desk there and I was asked for my ID, which I provided, and I was also asked for my phone number. My first question was, why do you need my phone number if I have given you my ID, which you requested? And she said, I need to know who you are. I said, but I have already given you my ID and you can see that it is me. So I asked her what was her name, and she gave me her name and told me to have a seat, that someone would come out to see me. So about 10 minutes later, one of the workers for NYCHA came out, and I went into the office, and she asked me for my ID, which I also handed to her. And she goes, oh, okay. And then that's when she got on the phone. She said, I have to make a phone call. So she called Joyce Singh, the manager of NYCHA in Queensbridge. So she asked her if she could give me a key. I, of course, asked, why do you need to ask a manager if you can give me a key and I pay rent here? My family has been here for many, many years. Why do you need to ask her if you can give me a key? So I said, okay, well, you're probably just doing your job. And however, to me, I was certain that it was not simply a protocol. So she asked me to sign this piece of paper, and I signed the paper. And beside it, she asked me to write down my phone number. I said, why do you need my phone number? Once again, I said this, if I have already given you my ID. Well, I'm not giving you a key. If I don't have your phone number, I can't give you a key. That's exactly what she said. So I said, well, I don't see the point in giving you my phone number to get a key to which I am entitled. So I'm a little bit animated, so just let that go, if you will. So she says she couldn't give me a key without the phone number. I said, I would need an explanation as to why you need my phone number to give me a key. And then she told me that the key is going to be connected to my personal phone number. The key was going to be connected to my personal phone number. And without me giving her my number, she could not issue a key. So at this point, you are denying me access to a place which I pay rent in. And you are, in fact, in gross violation of my civil rights. There is no place on that flyer that says that the residents are required to provide a phone number for access into the apartment building in which they reside. How ridiculous is that? This is not a jail system. I should not have to report to you and let you know about my comings and goings, where I am in the city, Manhattan, Brooklyn, Bronx, overseas, for you to let me into my apartment. NYCHA is, in fact, assisting in one world government. Okay? If you need my phone number and you're going to know when I'm coming through this apartment building, if you're going to know that, that means you know where I am all day. That means that you're tracking my whereabouts throughout the day and possibly going through my phone for any information that you may need to use against me for any reason. NYCHA is not a hotel. There is not a curfew here. There's an even exchange of currency for habitation. So, what do you want? About April 17th, my house was broken into by Marshal Edward F. GUIDA, Jr., badge number 14, who came into my house, who broke into my house illegally, trespassing, without a warrant. with the assistance of these very same NYCHA workers and the manager, Joyce Singh, who knew that they did not have any grounds to enter into my apartment without my consent. Now, why City Council would give an okay to some odd millions of dollars for fob keys when the apartments in NYCHA and the residents in NYCHA are living in subpar apartments is beyond me. Actually, it's not beyond me. And to digress, Edward F. GUIDA, this guy is unbelievable. He has no business working for the city of New York whatsoever. He's irresponsible, he's narcissistic, and negligent. So you bring a slew of movers to my house to destroy my family while you're off planning a wedding with your fiancée, Nicole Hartstein. Whoever paid you did not succeed. And if you think for 1 second that God is looking the other way on that one, since you broke one of the 10 commandments, we shall see. And if NYCHA wants to challenge the validity of the matter, why don't they do so publicly? Tell the public that you've now set out a tracking system to track them all over the city of New York without their knowledge, and how you coerce them into signing over their consent without understanding what's going on, so that you, the corporation NYCHA, can go through their phones without their consent. What better way to take control of someone's life than to access their phone? It's on the hip every day, all day for most people. And as for me and my family, we do not consent to your low-jacking system, NYCHA. And certainly you can find a better way to let people into doors in which they pay rent, but you haven't done so because you have an agenda. So, of course, I crossed off my signature, and I left without their fob key. Now, so when their fob key system goes into play, I have no access to my apartment building. I refuse to give up my privacy to get into an apartment building in which I pay even currency. So at this point, I've been harassed so much that I have to speak out on this. Strangely and oddly enough, we have lawyers who do the harassing, who open up practices to protect the so-called harassed. Very interesting indeed. And surely that would be a moneymaker for you, because you do know the ins and outs of harassing individuals who are minding their business, serving their God. And to close, once again, here comes NYCHA looking stanker than any corporation has the legal right to. NYCHA, what are you going to do to rectify this wrong against the people? A resident's supposed to be like, "Ma, I'm downstairs, open the door." I don't think so, NYCHA. It's a very scary thing to think that someone would be monitoring your children all day.